If you need unlimited domination, clutch time, or anything else online or offline grinding, make sure you hit up RoseNBA on Twitter for quick, safe, and reliable grinding services. Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 best small forwards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 8,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate your support if you haven't already, if you do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, and let's start off with number 10, which is going to be Paul Pierce. This Paul Pierce card is honestly a card that I think has gone a bit underrated. He's not a bad card whatsoever. Did gameplay with him a couple weeks ago when he came out, if y'all want to check that out. But 83 speed and excel, while not exceptional, is definitely not bad. 92 shot three, is a capable dunker, really solid perimeter defender, mediocre interior defender, not a high block, and he doesn't get clamps, glove, or interceptor, which are three pretty important badges. No really key interior badges except for like bronze post lockdown as well. He could definitely use some better defensive badges, but quick first step, claymore, guard up are three badges that he can get, which are nice badges. Not elite finishing either, but he's a very, very good shooter, and honestly he moves a little better than you would expect as well. Release is not bad. It's very easy to green, especially with his Hall of Fame catch and shoot, and movement wise, trade dribble style and Kobe escape are both solid sigs. So overall, this Paul Pierce is a pretty solid card. I think he goes a little underrated and definitely probably deserves a spot at the back end of the top 10. At number 9, we got Lamar Odom. I think this Odom, again, was an amazing card like first week or two of the game when he first was available. At this point, he's not incredible, but he's a solid all-around card. 83 speed and excel, 80 shot 3, 80 standing and driving dunk, 81 interior, 82 perimeter, 81 lateral, 80 block, decent steal as well. Badge-wise, he's a good finisher. Somewhat capable shooter, not an elite shooter, but definitely not a bad shooter. Has got a good three-point rating and some solid shooting badges. Quick first step can be upgraded to gold. Defensive badges are pretty capable. You can get post lockdown as well. No clamps, glove, or interceptor. But I think this card is better at the 4. I will say that. I do think he's probably the better option at the 4 than at the 3, but he's not bad at the 3. Just a solid all-around card with a pretty decent release. It looks a little weird, but it's not bad. Movement-wise, he is not great. He's not elite, but he's a solid all-around option, and he comes in at number 9. At number 8, we take a pretty significant step up, to be completely honest. Oh no, I messed that up. This is not who's supposed to be at number 8. Who's supposed to be at number 8 is this man right here, and that is Michael Jordan. As good as Michael Jordan is at the shooting guard position, and I'll be completely honest, I consider not ranking him at the small forward position at all, because I don't really think it's worth running this MJ card at the small forward position. He is still an elite small forward as well. A bit small and not an elite shooter, and what you need out of your small forward is elite defense and elite shooting, and I don't think MJ gives you that elite shooting. His release also is not elite. He is an incredible defender, but he's a little bit small and will struggle on the interior to a certain extent. So for me, despite the fact that this MJ card has really, really good finishing, obviously great athleticism, can shoot wide open very consistently in fact, and is a very solid playmaker and a good defender, no handles for days, missing some limitless range, things like that as well. Bully is another badge. Stats and badge wise, he's one of the better cards in this list, and I think he is truly exceptional to shooting guard position, but his release isn't quite elite at the small forward position. While he has really good movement, doesn't have the playmaking badges, and I don't think his size quite is indicative to a guy who's going to be an elite small forward, especially considering his player build isn't elite either. One of the best cards in the game, period, especially at the shooting guard position, but at the small forward position, I can't put him higher than number 8. At number 7, we're going with Andrei Kirilenko. AK-47 is one of the best defensive cards in the game. Amazing all-around defensive stats, especially lateral quickness, steal, and block. Hoff Challenger, clamps, and menace. Can get brick wall, so the only defensive badge he can't get is rebound chaser, which it really isn't that crucial for a small forward. No handles for days, but you can add quick first step to him. No limitless range, no guard up, but he does have silver claymore, cold catch, and shoot and corner specialist, so a few good shooting badges there. Can get posterizer and limitless takeoff as well if you want to add those to him, as well as fast twitch. Got pretty good speed, a capable shooter, and while the dunking stats aren't that great, he dunks the ball much better than the stats say, and it also obviously is 6'9", which is elite size as a guard. I'm sorry, as a wing, especially as a lock. And then the release also very good. Base 29 is what it is from previous years, which was the Drew Holiday, Danny Granger, Glenn Robinson release from last year in 2K22. Movement isn't great, but overall he's an elite lock who can shoot the ball at a high level. Not going to give you much as a playmaker, but overall still a really, really good card. At number 6, I'm going with Andre Iguodala. I think this Iggy card is truly exceptional. Again, another guy who's better at the 2 than at the 3. That's important to note. And I know I have MJ over Iggy on my shooting guard list, but Iggy, the reason that he's better than MJ is because despite the fact that he's also 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, just like MJ, he has a much larger player build, and I think he is a better all-around defender, especially on the interior. So I think he's a little bit more versatile as that lockdown defender, and because of that, that's the main reason that I have him higher than MJ. Also, his release, I would say, is a tiny bit faster than MJ's as well, which is also nice. Can get guard up, can get claymore, which are 2 badges that I would add to him. No brick wall or post lockdown or anchor, so that's okay, but he's still He's going to be a capable enough interior defender and one of the best perimeter defensive cards in the game with a pretty knockdown jumper and elite slashing ability. Doesn't have the playmaking ability of MJ despite the fact that his SIGs are pretty good, but his release I would say is slightly better than MJ's right now, and he's slightly better defender all the way around. So for that reason, he jumps a couple spots higher than MJ on the shooting guard list, or on the small forward list despite being lower on the shooting guard list, and comes in at number 6. At number 5, we got Larry Johnson, one of my favorite small forwards in my team. I've been using this Larry Johnson card for a while, and I do think he is a very, very good card. 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, 86 speed and excel at 85 shot 3, 90 standing at 85 driving dunk, 85 interior and perimeter defense as well as lateral quickness, and a 76 steal, 79 blocks. So he's got athleticism, he can shoot, he can defend all the way around, and he can slash at a high level. And also can get any badge in the game, which means you can add a claymore, a limitless range, a handles for days, a clamps, a glove. Whatever 5 badges you want to add to the card, you can add all those badges to him. Additionally, you can upgrade all of his silver and bronze badges to gold. So he is going to be one of the most complete and well-rounded cards in the game. Couple that with Hoff Bully, Hoff Fast Twitch, Hoff Posterizer. He is an elite all-around small forward with really, really capable, incredible slasher, but also a capable shooter, playmaker, and really good defender, and also has a fast, smooth, and easy to green release. Sigs, Kobe Escape, and Step Behind the Back are both quite good. Pro Dribble Style is fine. He moves acceptably well, and he is only 6'7", but he's got a really wide player build, kind of similar to Zion. I think this Larry Johnson card is an elite option in my team at that small forward position, and I think he comes in top 5 and deserves his spot for sure. At number 4, we're going with Carmelo Anthony, and some of y'all might be wondering, why is Carmelo as high as number 4? Some people would put Carmelo higher than this. I'm not one of them, but he's 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, quite quick, and an elite shooter and a very good slasher as well. Half volume shooter, ankle breaker, killer combos. He moves the best of any small forward I've used this year in terms of his SIGs. His quick first step can be upgraded to gold. Shooting badges are already elite. The thing is, defensive badges, no clamps, no glove, no interceptor, can't get post lockdown, can't get anchor, can't get brick wall. So he's not going to get the elite interior or perimeter defensive badges. That is important to note, and his defensive stats are not amazing. I don't really care. Just don't put him on ball. Play your shooting guard on ball. Play him next to a guy like Andre Iguodala, or play him at the 4. Something like that. Figure out a way to get Carmelo in your lineup, especially for his price. He's got one of, if not the best releases in the game right now. Probably the fastest release of any card we have in my team right now. It's very hard to contest. It's super smooth and easy to green, especially when you get a good catch. And he moves elite on the offensive end of the court and really gives you another secondary ball handler on the court whenever you are playing this Carmelo Anthony card. He is an elite option at the small forward or power forward, wherever you want to play him. But he is an elite option in my team, despite the fact that he's not an elite defender, and he plays defense better than the stats and badges say. That's another thing to take note of. But he's not a lock like most of the guys on this list, especially at the top half of this list, but he is still an exceptional option in my team. At number 3, Jason Tatum, still one of my favorite cards in the game, my backup small forward right now. Tatum is another really good all-around card, 88 speed and excel, 90 shot 3, 90 driving dunk, 84 interior, 88 perimeter, 86 lateral, and then 75 steal, 72 block aren't insane. Defensive badges are very, very solid all the way around. No anchor, no brick wall. Those are the only 2 key badges that he doesn't get. Doesn't get limitless range or bully either, so those 4 badges would be nice to get. But overall, he's got really good shooting badges. Half catch and shoot and guard up are really, really good badges. Defensively, he's very solid all the way around statistically and badge-wise. Same thing with the playmaking. You can upgrade his quick first step to gold, his ankle breaker, his bailout, a couple badges like that if you want to. You can give him unpluckable. And he's a capable playmaker, really, really solid card. His duo with Jaylen Brown as well gives him Hoff Acrobat, some other good gold shooting badges, and a little bit of a stat boost as well if you do have that Jaylen Brown card. You should definitely try to play them together because they're both elite options at their positions. But Jason Tatum, release, really, really good. Honestly, it's so much better than his release has been in previous years, which is really, really nice. And then Pro Dribble Style is solid. His size up isn't amazing, but the behind the back is good. And overall, I do think Jason Tatum is a really, really good card and a top 3 small forward in my team. At number 2, we're going with James Worthy, who is absolutely incredible. This Worthy card is a dog. Some people would argue this card is maybe even better than number 1, which we'll get to in a second, but I personally am not one of them. That being said, he is exceptional. 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, 90 speed and excel, 85 pretty much on all the crucial defensive stats, 83 shot 3, 90 driving dunk, bunch of Hoff finishing badges, Hoff Claymore, and Pogo Stick as well. All of his badges can be upgraded from silver and bronze to gold, and he can get any badge added in the game, which means you can add a limitless range. You can add a guard up if you want to, a handles for days if you want to, an unpluckable if you want to. The badges that I would definitely add, though, are limitless range, clamps, interceptor, and then you could consider brick wall, handles for days, guard up, some other badges like that if you want to, posterizer, things like that for his last couple of badge slots. But he is an incredible finisher, one of the best slashers in the game with a money release and an elite defensive card on both the interior and the perimeter. Release is so much better than his jumper has been in previous years. John Wall base is really good, and Horford upper is high and smooth and easy to green. Kobe Escape. The rest of his SIGs aren't great, but he is still so good and so complete. And in addition to having elite size, the James newsworthy. He's the only trophy card that I'm including on the small forward list because he's the only small forward trophy card that you see consistently at all, but he is an elite card and deserves a top 2 spot. And then number 1 is Scottie Pippen. In my opinion, the best card in the game right now. Scottie is absolutely incredible all the way around, even with only 5 Hall of Fame badges. It's Challenger, Clamps, Glove, Menace, and Pick Dodger. An exceptional, the best perimeter defensive card in the game, really good on the interior as well. He's got great size at 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan and a great player build. And just like a lot of these other reward cards, can get all of his silver and bronze badges upgraded to gold. Not only that, you can add shooting badges to him, which means you can add a limitless range, you can add a guard up, you can add a limitless takeoff, you can add for his 4th and 5th badges, I'd probably go either anchor and brick wall or anchor and post lockdown or anchor and handles for days. Depends what you want to do there. But he's got great speed, very good capable shooter, elite dunker, and one of the best, if not the best, defensive cards in the game, period. Another guy who has an Evo, or I'm sorry, a duo with Michael Jordan as well, which is good, which is worth keeping in mind, that he can get that acrobat badge on Hall of Fame, few gold badge upgrades, and a couple of stat upgrade to pass accuracy, which is cool, I guess. But the thing that really sets this Pippen apart, stats and badges are amazing, especially once he's upgraded, but his release is so much better than it's been in previous years. It reminds me a ton of Trey Burke release, that Tracy McGrady, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan type jumper, and his movement is also quite good, but his jumper so much better than it's been in previous years. One of the best releases in the game, coupling with being an elite slasher and an elite defender. Now he's an elite shooter as well. Scottie Pippen is not only the best small forward, but probably the best card in my team right now. So this is my list of the top 10 small forwards in my team right now. Let me know what you think of the list down in the comment section down below, who I maybe ranked too high, too low, or that you would have liked to see on this list that I did not include. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.